All right, welcome back to the Cam Mansky episode number 21 of the Bold North Sports Podcast. 21 and Cam Mansky's favorite number. So I had to make it known right off the rip that it's Cam's podcast. This episode is all about Cam.
Thank you.
We're going to go through everything to do with Cam Mansky, with the occasional Minnesota sports topics.
Yep.
Or should we just do it like normal?
I think we can just do it like normal. I'm glad you included that. That's my favorite number, episode 21. I appreciate that, but I would like to keep information about myself somewhat private.
Okay.
So, but hey, welcome back to episode 21. Like Evan said, we just finished watching the PWHL. Minnesota did unfortunately take the loss against Montreal.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shameful.
Tough, but you can't win them all. You know, you gotta let the other teams have their wins and have their moments. You can't kick their ass all the time. So,
well, they've actually lost 2 in a row now.
Hey, you know,
So
it's fine. You know, you just have to build up their confidence to absolutely tear them down very quickly and in a pretty aggressive way, I will say.
I guess. But I will say, this is not on the topic of the Women's Hockey League that me and Cam are probably the number one supporters of. We watch every game, the whole game. Cam watches more PWHL than he does NHL.
That's true.
And he agrees with it, too. But I will say that my childhood is now complete. Joe Mauer got elected in the Hall of Fame yesterday,
Yep.
which is awesome. He was sick when he was in his prime. But every time, there's always a negative when you're a Minnesota sports fan. Like, the first thing I seen on Twitter last night after all, like, the inductee post was, guess how many postseason RBIs Joe Mauer has?
I don't know what.
Just take a guess. Just take a gander.
Just take a gander?
Yes.
Is it like within the 500 to 1,000 range?
I'm talking postseason.
Oh, postseason.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
talking
Well,
post-
that can't be much then. I'm going to say like 105.
Uno.
1?
1. Yes, 1. 1. Yeah, 1.
One?
1. 1 career postseason RBI.
I forgot we were on that like really long
Well, you got to think,
streak
like,
of losing
we're
too.
coming off the best season in Twins baseball in the last 20 years.
Right.
So it's kind of hard. You look and you're like, he had 1.
Yeah.
Royce Lewis has more in 6 playoff games than he did.
Right.
He had more in 1 game. The game he hit 2 home runs in.
So you feel like we like wasted his career or something, or? I mean, it happens a lot
like that because he was loyal.
It happens a lot in Minnesota sports. I mean, you know.
I mean, you want to go through the list of like wasted potential?
Yeah, I mean,
I would say Joe Mauer, like postseason wise, but like other than that, like his regular season, like he won 3 batting titles as a catcher. Like that's
True.
insane. Like
Yeah.
I get like how he made the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's insane. But another thing with that is, so Joe Mauer, you know, he's the St. Paul kid. He was obviously probably, I would say maybe top 5 Twins of all time.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Maybe. Currently, right now, yes. But at the trajectory Royce Lewis is going at, Royce could probably get up there. But we all know Oliva, Carew, Puckett, Killebrew, probably Mauer right now. But if Lewis has a Hall of Fame career, if he stays healthy, then I don't know. That'll be a thing for 15 years down the road.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, that's what I was just... But the love. We didn't show any love to Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter was on the ballot as well, and he didn't make it, obviously. But
Yeah.
I mean, I love Joe Mauer, but you could have shown Torrey Hunter some love, too.
Yeah.
But he wasn't nearly as good as Joe was, but he was good. He was still good.
Was Torrey at the back half of his career when Mauer started playing?
No.
No?
They had a couple years together in
Did
their
they?
primes.
Oh.
Because I'll pull up the handy Google.
Usually
because
this is producer Bryson's
Because,
job,
like,
but
as much as sports fans we are, this is pre us.
yeah, I mean that was around the time where I mean I didn't watch Twins baseball at that time, so like
No.
you know up until the age of
No, yeah. Joe
19.
Mauer and Torrey Hunter had 12 years here. He 2 in LA and 1 in Detroit.
Okay.
But he was there from 1997 to 2007, his first stint.
Okay.
So Joe Mauer was drafted in 2001, and let's check out his debut date. But I don't know. I'm like really happy.
Didn't he have a home run in his debut?
Joe Mauer?
And an RBI as well?
I don't know, Cam.
I don't know. I think he did.
Cam, you're making me think now. Cam, wow, coming up with the baseball questions early.
Well, it's because I saw a montage, and like it said, like I think it said his first.
Joe Mauer's first year was 2004, but he only played 35 games.
Okay.
And then like the next year he had 131. So he had three. He had the 04, 05, 06, and 07 seasons with Hunter, and then Hunter came back obviously at the end of his career when like Dozier and all them were playing. So. But, Mauer, just side by side, Mauer is better, but I just, like, I get it. Mauer's from St. Paul and everything, which is awesome. Like, I don't want to take anything away with it, but, like, nobody said anything about Torrey. I'm like, Torrey was here 12 years. I mean, Mauer beat him by 3 years here. Right. But Torrey was in the league longer than Mauer was, and there was no love shown.
Yeah.
But back to the original question. The wasted potential that Minnesota has had in just in general. Athletes. I mean, I'd say Joe's up there.
Joe's definitely up there, for sure.
Morneau, probably. Because Morneau didn't do anything in the postseason either. Morneau was good. Yeah. People forget how good Morneau was. Yeah. Like, Morneau won an MVP, too. Like,
I didn't know that.
In 06. Like, Morneau is, like, he was good. Like, really good. I mean, I wouldn't say, like, awesome. But he was awesome. You know? My kid, the M&M boys.
Is he from Minnesota too?
No, he's from Canada.
Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Okay, so I mean, I guess you could put. I mean, you put Percy on that list.
No, Percy kind of destroyed himself with the whole, which it wasn't entirely. He had migraines, you know.
Mm-hmm. And he got high before every single game.
Yeah, but a lot of players do that. No, Percy, I don't think we wasted his career. I think that Percy, I mean, he was electrifying. He was the first of what you saw with Cordero Patterson, all the Debo Samuels.
He was the first Debo. He was a trailblazer.
You know, I mean, it was awesome to have someone like that. And of all the things that happened, it's migraines that kind of derails his career. And yeah, he won a Super Bowl with Seattle, but after that, he was never the same. You know?
Okay, so what would you classify as wasting a career?
I think that they gave everything. They carried your team at times, and they never left.
Never left. So KG's off the list.
Yeah, but sure. Okay.
Because, I mean, if you go off of that, KG pretty much left a ring chase.
Yeah, and you can't say Randy either, I guess.
No, you could say AP.
AP's definitely a good one.
But what about Fran Tarkenton?
Tarkenton...
He left, though, too,
He did leave, and then he came back. So,
yeah, that's another one. Like Harmon Killebrew. He left.
Did he?
But at the very end of his career, but he left. Like, there's not, like, if you think about it, there's not that many athletes that are lifers in Minnesota. Like, that's what makes Joe Mauer, like, so special.
I could say one right in Harrison Smith.
Yep, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. But, like, Justin Morneau, he even left. Like, he didn't play his whole career in Minnesota.
But at the late stage of his career, right?
Yeah, he left.
Yeah. So,
went to Colorado.
I mean, you could say the same about AP. I mean, actually, I don't know. Did we cut AP, or he was just a free agent?
He was a free agent because that's the year we drafted Cook. Because remember, 2016.
Right, and then he came back week one. Yeah.
Because he was on the Saints.
Right.
So, I mean, you had to put AP on the list. Mm-hmm. Because they kind of, like, pushed him out the door, essentially.
Right.
So, I mean...
Chad Green? No.
No.
I'm just thinking of people who stayed with us for their entire career. I would say Harry, definitely.
Harrison.
Unless if he sticks around and we win, the entire thing, then okay. Maybe not.
But do you take him off the list if he plays football for somebody else next year?
No. Because he's 35. He's going to be 35.
So AP can stay on the list?
Yeah. Okay. AP was a good...
So right now we have Mauer, AP... Smith.
Wild players,
Let's get to 6. The Wild are such a newer franchise. People only forget the Wild are 24 years old.
Yeah, and Parisi came from the Devils, so
and then he left and went to the Islanders.
Yeah,
and so he's part of the Cap Hell right now, so we're not putting him on the list.
Yeah, so I don't think the Wild really have enough history to really fill that void.
No.
The Wolves again, they're only 25 years old too, or 35 years old. Sorry, math is a little difficult.
There's really, other than those we said 4.
Yeah.
Other than those 4, I really don't.
I mean, I wouldn't say so much Chris Carter. I mean,
he came from Philly,
yeah,
but he didn't do anything in Philly, so he can get a pass.
He could, yeah.
He was good.
Yeah. Oh, he was so good. People really look at Randy because, Randy's had all the physical features, but
Randy was just a thing you can throw it 60 yards and he's there.
He reinvented the bomb.
Yeah, he's there.
Carter caught everything.
Yeah, he was the underneath guy.
Yeah,
slants, ins, outs. He was there.
Yeah, he always caught the ball.
So there's not that many. I thought there was going to be more.
No,
because the Wolves don't even have one.
No. I mean, you could say to an extent, KG, you could, but
what about Cat?
Cat, we don't know yet. We still got this.
But Cat's been here 10 years.
Yeah, but we still got this beautiful season.
We can't play this season because this season isn't going very well the last month or week.
Well, hey, it's the best. It's the best we've done.
I know in our lifetime,
which is a great transition. So
we're gonna just end it.
I mean, I can't really think of any other players.
You're right.
You know what?
All right, let's go to the Wolves. It's a good transition.
Yeah.
21 episode. Cam's transitions are getting better.
Yeah. That was yours. So I'm going to give you credit for that one.
What do you mean?
You did bring up you brought up the Wolves are struggling.
You struggled it. You put it together, and the Cat's trying to get us.
I suggested. Yeah, I suggested that it would be a good transition to roll off into. But the Wolves, they won tonight against the Wizards. If they didn't win this one, we would have some issues.
It was time to go to games and wear the bag over your head like you're a Browns fan again.
Yeah. Well, so a few weeks ago, it was reported that the Timberwolves had pretty much the third easiest schedule going out after the first half of the season.
And you can never tell a Minnesota sports team that.
No.
You never can. The Vikings could be 8-0 and be like, well, your next 7 games are easy. Yeah. Don't say it. You don't say it.
No.
Because then us as fans are like, well, so you're telling me we're going to beat the record.
Yeah.
Or no, we're past the record already, right? We have more losses. Because what did Golden State go? 73-9? The year they were really good?
Oh, yeah, no, we are far beyond that. That's not going to happen anymore, which I didn't expect it to.
No, who expected this, though, at the beginning of the year?
No, exactly.
Nobody.
Yeah, no, I wanted to finally see my team have a great season, and they are right now.
They still should get to 50 wins.
Yeah, no. As long as the Wolves just avoid the play-in and not have to worry about that insecure spot. And close games. That's the thing, is they're the absolute worst at closing games. I'll watch for a little bit, I'll go away, I'll come back, we have to hit a buzzer beater to win the game. It's just insane. The game against Charlotte.
That was a joke.
Look, I get it that Cat had 62. That was awesome. But you can't keep force-feeding him the ball for a record. It's his own.
I don't get... The thing I don't get with that is, so you have Cat. Okay, Cat has 55 points. I don't give a shit. Cat could have 150 points. You could still lose. I don't care.
Yeah.
You gotta win.
Yeah.
Like, you forget, keep feeding Cat. You also got Ant.
Yeah.
Like, you also have Nickeil Alexander-Walker to make threes.
Yeah.
McLaughlin's been playing good lately. You have to pass the ball, and they didn't. It was feed it to Cat and have him drive in the lane and complain for a foul.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't getting him. The last late game foul, that was a foul. But still, you can't just give it to him and have him go in the lane and then miss the wide open layup and then be like, dude, our ref, come on. And as the other 4 running back on defense.
Yeah.
I like Cat, but the complaining, if you're not a Wolves fan and you watch the Wolves for one game, everybody says that Cat complains. I agree with that now. Mm-hmm. Cat complains so much. You don't see Rudy complain that much, but also Ant complains quite a bit too, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. All of them do. If you're watching the NBA, you don't see anybody complaining. Are you really watching basketball at that point?
True.
Which I get it. Cat did get smacked on the arm, but you can't rely on a call in that situation. You have to take the best shot that's going to be able to give you the best opportunity to win.
There was 3 guys on him.
Yeah.
There was 3. Cat's got to be well, if I kick it out here, we can get a better look. But no, he's trying to go for 64.
And then we had another opportunity. The play call was horrible. The top of the key deep shot. That's the best shot we had.
And it's why Cat is probably the best shooting big man we've seen.
Yeah. He basically made that a thing.
He's pretty much a big guard, if you think about it. He doesn't really play that much defense. He's an offensive big man that complains.
Yeah.
I love Cat, but when it gets like this, you're like, okay, come on now. But, like, yeah, I like your point there. Like, you have Anthony Edwards. I think they put in Nah, too, to have more deep looks, like shots.
Yeah.
And your best thing is to hold the ball for 4 seconds and throw it to Cat at the logo.
Right.
If you would have made it, well, I probably would have jumped up and went crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been like, oh, okay.
But I sat there, I'm like, yeah, like you said, like that's the best you can get.
Right.
Well, they were down by 3 in that moment, right? Mm-hmm. They weren't down by 2 where you could just get a nice little.
No, if that were the case, I think you would have to have a serious talk with Finch and be like, okay, dude, all we needed, which I get it, we only had about a second and like 0.6. But, like, still,
it's enough. It's enough to have Ant shoot a 3.
I thought they were going to do, like, maybe it was 2. I don't know. Because I thought they were going to do, like, a wraparound, like, throw it up for an alley-oop and then, like, lay it in or something like that. So, I don't know.
But then, like, even, like, the last minute of that game, or, like, so we had the ball with, like, 30 seconds left, and even the guys on the broadcast were saying, score quick and foul or let them go so you're down by 1 but you get another possession.
Yeah.
And they took it all the way down. Mm-hmm. I was just like, come on now. Like, you have to be bigger in that situation. Like, Finch has to know, like, this isn't just an average season. Mm-hmm. Like, you have the talent to go somewhere.
Right.
And if you're going to blow games by coaching. Because at the end of the day, that's a big thing. I mean, missing shots and taking shit shots like Cat was all night.
Yeah.
Like, did you watch that game?
I only saw the last part.
His shot selection was brutal.
Yeah.
Just brutal. I think he shot 15 threes. 15.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm done.
Yeah.
But even, like, when we watched the Memphis game, we didn't watch it. We both watched that game.
Yeah.
Like, you're on your home court. It's a TNT game. Like, everybody's watching, even though it's a 9 p.m. start, which I disagree with. But, like, that game took so much out of us to barely beat the Memphis Grizzlies without their starting 5,
right,
other than Jaren Jackson, who I dislike. I do not like him.
Yeah, he played a really good game, though.
But, like, that's, like, even that point, it's like, how are you letting it, like, we obviously won the game, but it wasn't until the fourth quarter when we took a lead and held it. Mm-hmm. Like, it was like this teeter-totter game. It's like, you're letting Luke Kennard beat you right now.
He was on fire.
Luke Kennard's good. I want him to trade for him at the deadline, but
he can shoot really well.
But then there's, like, all these other scrubs that aren't good.
Yeah, they didn't even have Ja or Desmond Bain.
Oh, yeah. They didn't have any of their starters other than Jaren Jackson.
It's very concerning. And even the Thunder game, too. I mean, we had a chance to win that one, and Ant just... I'm sorry, but Ant choked.
Oh, yeah. 100% choke job by
Anthony. He had 3 opportunities, 3 free throws, and clanked the first one. And basically had to... And then he threw it off the glass for the second one, and that's a complete...
No, the third one.
Was it the third one?
Because there was 3 of them. Because he shot a 3. We were down by 3. He needed to make all 3 of them.
He missed both of the first 2.
And then he purposely tried to miss.
Yeah, but he was not close to the rim
he
all.
missed. I remember he threw it off the backboard and then hit the rim.
Yeah, I was like, I think everybody in their grandma knows that you're supposed to hit the rim.
I don't know.
The
Thunder are coming. They already took the 1 seed over.
Yeah, that's right. Watching them right now play the Spurs, hoping that the Spurs help us out a little bit. We'd still be a game apart, but I don't know.
I think we would retake it if they win the Spurs.
That's what I mean. We'd be a game in front of OKC.
Oh, I thought you said behind still.
Or is it technically a half?
Well, what are we, 31-13 now? And they're 30-13?
Oh, yeah. They're in front because they have the... That's right.
Because if it would have opened like today, we would have been in first because we have more wins and the same amount of losses.
Right.
But now you have to flip them because they have... Well, we were the same record, but they have the head-to-head to us now.
Yeah.
Because they beat us the last matchup. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I think this team still has a chance. I think they're still special, but they just need to get somebody at the deadline to shore up the second unit. Because it seems like every single game that Mike Conley doesn't play in, it's just a cluster, and we don't know what we're doing.
There is somebody they're looking at at the trade deadline. I saw the post.
Brogdon?
Yeah, Malcolm Brogdon, yeah.
There's Brogdon, there's Clarkson. But we don't have money. Brogdon makes $25 million a year.
True.
Who are you going to trade?
Yeah, I don't know how much we're paying Shake, but Shake will get traded.
I think Shake signed a 3-year, $18 million deal in the offseason.
Okay.
So is that when they trade somebody like that, is it the whole contract or just this year's salary?
I think it's just how much he gets guaranteed.
So let's just say he got guaranteed 6. So if we would trade him for, we'd have to trade him.
If he's guaranteed 6, that's a fully guaranteed contract then. If it's 6, 6, and 6.
Well, I don't know. Let's say he's guaranteed 4.
I think he keeps the guaranteed money, and then we just get the rest.
Okay.
I think it's how it works.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm a trade wizard. I thought you were gonna be.
No,
you're a trade wizard.
I just make fair deals. I don't know anything about the cap. I let Rob Brzezinski take care of that.
Money Rob, baby. But I don't know. I mean, Brogdon, Clarkson, anything to shore up the second unit. Maybe even reunion with Tyus, homegrown, Apple Valley, go crazy.
I'd be okay with that.
But what are you going to give up?
I don't know.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. We know that picks don't really matter as much.
Do.
And
To
an extent, they do, but, I mean, shit. What team just gave up only a first for Pascal?
Indiana gave up 2.
Yeah. So, I mean, shit, we gave up 5 for Rudy.
4.
And a swap.
But that trade is working out well.
Yeah, no.
Because of the other trade that Conley made it.
Right.
Because if Conley wouldn't have made that second trade, I think that the whole state of Minnesota would have wanted to shot him. Mm-hmm. Because that trade right away was brutal. Yeah. But then they somehow flipped D'Angelo Russell for Nah and Mike Conley in a future second. Like that is highway robbery.
It was. And now you look at how D'Lo is playing. And
D'Lo's probably going to get traded again before February 8th deadline. That's like insane to think about. Like D'Lo gets traded more than anything.
I remember when we wanted D'Lo so bad. I remember
that. Yep.
It's like our sophomore year of high school, and
because that was the year that the Slam cover came out with Book, Cat, and D'Lo.
Yeah.
And D'Lo was in his Warriors gear, and then Cat obviously in his Minnesota, and then D-Book in his Suns. And we were like, God, if we could get all 3 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we got 2 of them, and I'm like, there's no way we get the third one, right?
Yeah, we did.
But that was fun.
It was fun.
He was part of probably my favorite Wolves team in my lifetime, the 2021 team with Pat Bev.
Right.
I mean, honestly, I think I like this team, but I almost like that team better just because that team was so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Because we had no expectations. I mean, I guess we don't really.
No expectations. We were a lot scrappier.
We were deep. We were really, really deep.
We had great depth until we traded it all away.
All of it.
Yeah.
Because we had McLaughlin off the
Vandy.
bench, Beasley off the bench, Vanderbilt off the bench.
Yeah.
Or did Vanderbilt start?
He didn't start.
I think he did.
I don't think he did.
Because we don't have Rudy in this time.
Well, yeah.
Wasn't it? I think it was D'Lo and Jaden, Vanderbilt, Cat, and then Nas would come off the bench with
Are you sure Pat Bev didn't?
Pat Bev came off the bench.
Did he?
He would start a couple
I feel like
games.
Beasley started.
I don't know.
Maybe?
I guess we don't really know. Oh, man. Should we look it up? Or do you think it's not worth it?
Yeah, that's fine. I do remember, however, being up at my grandparents' cabin for the 2017 offseason where we signed Taj Gibson.
Oh.
And
now we're going to go. This is going to go down a serious
who else
rabbit
did we
hole.
sign? Jeff Teague.
Jeff Teague wasn't bad.
Teague wasn't bad.
Then we traded him to Atlanta.
Taj. Was Wiggins? No, Wiggins wasn't on that 21 team.
No, it wasn't because we traded Wiggins for D'Lo.
Yep, that's right.
Because we needed to make the salaries match.
Yeah, dude. Wiggins' contract was horrible.
Because we gave him the max, didn't we?
It was 5 years, $245 million at the time. It was horrible.
4 years ago, so that's even worse now.
Yeah.
And the Warriors, I don't know how the Warriors are still paying that.
Yeah, that's Curry's max.
That's
Clay has max.
I don't get the cap.
Draymond.
But I mean, I guess, dude, we have so many max players. Because Cat's max, Rudy's max, Ant's max now. Jaden's just under the max.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we get our money?
I don't know how the salary cap works in the NBA.
No, it's like softer than like the NFL. Because you can go over it, I feel like, more in the NBA.
Probably.
Well, you can go over it in the NFL too, because the Saints are $80 million under the cap. Like
Yeah.
how?
Which I don't know how.
How?
Carr, Mike Thomas, Cam
Lattimore.
Jordan,
I don't know.
Lattimore.
Let's go back down the rabbit hole of the worst Wolves. Like, because you said 2017. I didn't want to like get off topic.
Oh yeah, sure.
We haven't talked about the Wolves in forever, and we're a 31-win team in January.
Yeah. Okay, well, that 2017 team, you had Jeff Teague.
Sorry, that was a bad transition back. It's my fault.
No, it's all good. Jeff Teague, Jimmy Butler, Andrew Wiggins, Taj Gibson, and Karl Anthony Towns. That was the starting lineup.
And then we went in, we played Houston in the first round and lost in 5.
Yeah. I do remember that series. And James Harden just had his way with us.
Well, every big star does. But that 21, that was like the first time, like, I guess the 21 was the first time, like, we were actually, like, I guess I watched the Wolves growing up, but, like, the 21 team was the first team I kind of was like, okay, this team might actually do something.
Yeah.
Like, 2017, I knew it was just going to be a fluke because, like, if you're Jimmy Butler, why would you want to be here?
Yeah, because, like, watching the Wolves before 2017, it was a choice. It was like, Wolves are on, I might as well see what they're doing. You see that they're, like, 12 and 30 at a time or something. You're like, well, another.
I think if the Wolves get like 50, 55 wins this year, maybe even 60, I honestly think that this Wolves team will have more wins than 2010 to 2015 combined.
Probably.
And I honestly mean that because when we were growing up, it was, like you said, a chore to watch them.
Yeah.
Because it was just a joke.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing was, like, Ricky Rubio would make, like, dimes. He would just dime piece people up and be like, yep, down by 30.
When Ricky retired, the NBA made it such a big thing.
Yeah, like
Rubio's just...
I love Rubio. Like,
but he's
Rubio,
a regular role player.
Yeah, Rubio was on, like, one of the worst franchises, like, from 2009 to 2016.
He didn't even play his first how many years with us?
And we could have picked somebody way better.
You know, I don't know. Thank you. That's what I was getting to. But there's some stuff.
That's right. We passed on Curry twice.
Yeah, we picked Ricky and Johnny Flynn.
Johnny Flynn was first. Because I have the picture saved in my phone of the draft board with Johnny Flynn right before Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Dude, you go down that and it just gets worse.
Oh, there's the Mike Korzemba video where he has Kawhi, Boogie. Yeah. Clay.
We got Nikola Pekovic.
Was his name the Godfather or something like that?
I can't tell you that. We have Nikola Pekovic and AK-47.
Dude, Peck. Oh, Kirilenko. Yeah. Oh my God, I remember him.
Corey Brewer.
Shabazz
Muhammad.
Yeah.
Shabazz.
Remember Alexei Shved?
Yes,
dude was so straight
bad.
ass.
He was so bad.
So bad.
There's so many guys from the old Wolves.
Shved, he didn't even look like, he looked like a hippie off the streets.
He's the guy with the black long hair.
Yeah,
right?
he looked like Rubio's like little brother.
Long lost little brother.
And then you got Kevin Love. Like, what am I supposed to do? I got all these shit players around me. Derek Williams was his name? Derek Williams, number 7. We had Brandon Roy for a little bit.
It's just like Minnesota for a time was like the place to die.
Luke Ridnour.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
God, this makes me sad.
Luke Ridnour, like, oh my gosh. I remember playing with him on 2K11 all the time. He's a lot better than on 2K than in real life, but love Luke Ridnour. Wayne Ellington was a threat from 3. Gorgie Dang.
Oh, Gorgie. You can't never forget about Gorgie.
I'm so oops. Gorgie catapult shot backwards.
And then, like, in 2015 with, like, all the young guys, we had KG and there's, like, Corpse. That was
I remember that game. I was watching that game in that far back room over there, and KG hit that. I think it's Washington.
Remember when they played, like, the coming home thing? Like, they made a big deal out of it. Like, KG was, like, 39. And they're like,
he's just like...
He's coming, man. We traded Thaddeus Young for him. Remember Thaddeus?
Yes.
Thaddeus.
Who remembers Nikola Pekovic?
Yeah, we were talking about him.
Thaddeus Young. Gosh.
Yeah.
I liked him. I liked Shabazz.
Shabazz,
He was
yeah.
like my favorite. Corey Brewer. Oh, there's so many funny
Corey
names.
Brewer had.
Those are like good answers.
Those are like we're shit, but we love these players.
No, that was
their jerseys and everything.
that was hell.
Man.
That was hell.
Yeah.
That took years off my life.
No, but it was fun. I mean, it was.
Not really.
It wasn't fun to
It
watch,
was-
but you just remember those.
It
players.
was just fun because you turn the Wolves game on and you'd be like, "What are we gonna lose by tonight?"
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like it wasn't. Nobody was like surprised. By
Like
it.
at that point, it wasn't a joke. It was like, how much are we gonna get beat by?
It was a joke.
I mean,
I don't know. It's
And the first year I started watching the Wolves were 17.
we play the Thunder again on Monday.
wait, we do.
Yeah,
That's a big game.
that's at home again. Oh no, that's in OKC, I think.
OKC versus Wolves.
17 and 18 was a fun year when Wiggins hit that amazing shot against the Thunder.
Oh yeah, that was
Remember-
to open the
That was when
year.
we came back from the Vikings-Ravens game.
Yeah, I do remember that shot. It was like a bank shot
It
from
was
like
incredible.
Yeah.
Apparently people were just
How many-
set cats in
How many games was it? Well, if we were the 7th or 8th seed, probably like 42 games. I think we won that year.
What game? What year?
It's 2017.
Oh, we won
20
48 and 30.
27. We were the 8th
I
seed.
looked it
Yeah.
up. We went 40 and 30.
We were bad.
Yeah.
Those were
4-1.
like that's when we used to wear those neon jerseys all the time.
And we wore those weird gray ones.
Remember those?
I like the
No,
gray
yeah,
ones.
those Wolves gray ones were sweet.
I think we do pretty well with jerseys.
The throwbacks are the coolest jerseys.
That's the
I've
thing.
ever
Like
had.
Minnesota sports does a really good job with jerseys, especially the Gophers, but they never can win.
Oh,
So
yeah,
they'll
they
look
lose.
good while losing.
That's how you. That's the Gophers have cool jerseys because that's how you get recruits.
Yeah, and
Because when a
like,
Gopher can come in here and pick from 16 different helmets, six
Yeah.
different jerseys,
and the helmets that they have too, the chrome looking helmets too. I like those too, and the different.
Come on,
variants,
Russell,
but-
keep cooking, man.
The Wolves have nice jerseys. They always, I mean, the purple rain jerseys are one of my favorites.
We'll
that
say
they
though, like
have.
the Wolves when they were bad, I hated those jerseys.
Oh my god, they were horrible.
Like the home,
The like very like rough wolves
like
across.
the beige like blue they used to have.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
I didn't like it. I like the black jerseys. The black ones were pretty cool.
The black trees.
No. We
Oh yep, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about. The
like,
same style.
we had a white
White-
wolves and then a blue Timberwolves
Yep.
across, and then we had the black ones that were just
Black
wolves.
ones are cool.
Yeah.
They need to bring back the black trees. That's my favorite jersey. of
the
all
black
time.
trees they're so sick.
That's like
Yeah.
that's the last time you're like relevant. Other than now. Yes. Come on.
It's a fall. They're currently cheering for the Spurs. Down 13, about 6 to go in the third. Playing the Thunder.
I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, he's going to the bathroom, folks. You're going to make me do some editing. Wow. Couldn't just piss your pants.
Well, wait. Were you talking about the black? Were you talking about the black jerseys from 2020 when Ant had that crazy dunk?
No. These were a long time ago.
Oh, like the black, like vintage.
No, I don't think you're going to... I'll show them to you after. Or you just have to look it up. But, wow, that was quick.
Yeah, it was quickly.
Yeah,
Alright.
but I think that we had a pretty... I mean, we didn't have a good experience with the Wolves growing up. But there's
No.
definitely a lot of memorable players, that you're kind of like... I remember watching this guy play.
Oh yeah, there's a lot
wasn't
of.
great,
I mean,
but-
I have to look that up now, just to be funny. How many wins we got?
From the span of 2010 to like 16.
Remember Anthony Tolliver?
Tolliver, dude, that guy looked like 50.
He was decent, bro.
He looked like your funny like uncle or yeah.
He was alright. He was getting 3-point shooter.
Yeah, he wasn't bad by any means. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Turoff? Oh my god, he's number 32.
Oh my
Is it Ronnie Turoff? Oh my god. I feel like
We were bad. We were bad at. Well, obviously we were bad then. I'm just looking at like the wins through the years. It's
oh
just
my god,
sad.
what's his name? I feel like it's Ronnie Turioff or something like that.
Who are you talking
Yeah, we wore 32 before Cat.
about? What year?
It would have been before 2014.
That was.
Yeah, there he is. I knew it, Ronnie Turioff.
And remember when Corey Brewer was the face of the Timberwolves at one point?
Dude, Corey Brewer, the 13 steps that he took.
That was iconic.
Oh, I remember this guy. He only played here for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then you and Thomas played Corey Brewer.
Yeah, shout out LAC boys.
That channel is actually still up somehow.
It is still up.
See all the good memories from
This
7 years ago.
This is sad.
Just start listing some players.
No, I'm just looking at, like, the wins.
Oh.
So, 2003, they were obviously good. They were 58-24. And then after that, they haven't reached 58 wins.
So you think 58's the
58's the most all time.
Okay.
Our best season.
That's attainable. And so that's just as many wins as we have right now.
We're 31-13 right now.
But we can only afford 10 losses.
But, I
We wanna
mean,
get the record.
So, okay, if we're 31-13, there's 38 games
We can
left.
only lose 10 games if we want to get the record.
Right.
Which is doable. I mean, if we just start playing better.
Right.
I don't know. I think this is the deepest Wolves segment we've ever had in our tenure.
You
Yeah.
guys want to make me watch Mike Corzema tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we try not to be so negative. I mean, obviously they're having a great season.
I don't try not to be negative.
Yeah.
It takes years off your life.
Oh, I
Kev.
know, but it's easy to nitpick, obviously. But the Wolves they're having a fantastic season. Ant's 22 years old, and he's going to be the face of the league. May or may not be Michael Jordan's son, and he's.
I like what you did there.
He's absolutely. I mean,
I'm an MJ guy, so I love that.
we love Ant so much. I mean, we love all the guys who are playing in the starting lineup, and we're deep.
You know who's, I also, because you said Ant, you know who's also been playing very well the last couple games is Jaden.
Gene,
McDaniels.
Nas.
Well, Nas, we know Nas.
We know
is-
Nas is just.
The fact that he came back for like $13 million a year is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that because we have a backup plan for after Rudy.
Yeah.
But Jaden, the beginning of the year, he kind of was struggling a little bit, but now he's kind of found his groove again, which is huge because his perimeter defense is insane. Like, that's the clip of Ant being like, they have KD, but we have Jaden.
Yeah.
That's still like the funniest clip. The funniest Ant meme is send a video. I love that. That's hilarious.
Yeah. No, I mean we have a great team. We just gotta just be better at closing out games, and because come playoff time, there's always going to be close games. I mean, unless if we're playing like the worst seed, obviously. But
Honestly though, it's the same thing though because like look at last year when we played Denver in the playoffs. There was nobody nobody thought we were gonna win. We were somewhat in 4 of the 5 games.
I still believe it. I think we gave Denver the toughest test.
And we weren't even healthy. We didn't have Nas or Jaden.
Right.
And we took them to, I guess we took them to 5, and Game 4 was strictly all Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
At Minnesota. I went to Game 3. They got bounced. I remember watching the Wild. They lost earlier that day, and then the Wolves actually won. I was impressed. But I don't know. There's a lot of time left. You can't dissect one game more than the other. We say this every time because it's a long season.
Yeah.
So you just kind of got to let it ride. And now, let's go to the other team. Let's go a little east, would you call it? Northeast, southeast?
Northeast. Okay. Yeah.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
St. Paul. Yeah, I mean.
I don't know what's going on right now. They've won the last 3 games. I don't know if they want to tank. They want to do the St. Louis Blues miracle run a couple years ago. I really don't know what the plan is here. They just got back to 500. Like, as we sit today, I think we're like 4 points out of a playoff spot, but like 8 points out of being in contention for the lottery.
Right.
So pick your poison. We still got, I think, 2 years left of cap hell with the Suter and Parisi contracts.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently I was like really good. Like the farm system's really good. So if that holds true, I would see them selling at the deadline, I think. Because if we have the number 1 prospect pool in the league, there's no point to keep guys like Patty Maroon. I mean, Flower, I kind of hope they trade Flower because Flower's made the playoffs every single year in his career. and you can't take the risk to be the team that keeps him from making the playoffs because he's a Hall of Fame lock and he's second all time in wins. You can't be like, well, we really think we're gonna make the playoffs and then miss the playoffs. Oh, Chet with a break. But I don't know. It's weird. They're starting to play good. Brock Faber should win Calder by a mile, but Connor Bedard's probably gonna win it, even though he's been hurt for 6 weeks. But I don't know. Have you watched any Wild recently?
No, I can't lie and say that I have.
I won't blame you because this year kind of sucks. But
yeah, I tried. I mean, last year I watched a little bit, and I mean, I watched the Gophers lose to Quinnipiac.
Why wasn't Brock Faber on the ice? He's proving it for Minnesota, the Wild right now. He is he's a top 6 defenseman, and he's a rookie. He's a top 4 defenseman. He's insanely good, and he's only 21 years old.
Yeah.
Man, you haven't watched any of it? I don't blame
really.
you. I try to watch as much as I can. I watched last night. They won. They beat the Wizards last night. Or not Wizards. Washington Capitals. Same city. The nation's capital. But, I don't know. It's just like I said with the Wild. We'll probably go down a rabbit hole of the Wild in a couple weeks. Or maybe next episode. But it's really all I have for the Wild right now.
Yeah.
Just keep grinding it out. Just pick a path, though, please. Because just, winning 3 games and then losing 2 is, that's not good.
Yeah.
Either, trade everybody, lose, or buy at the deadline and try to win.
Yeah.
There's no in-between. It's not that hard. You either have it or you don't have it. You should know that by now. You're getting to the halfway point. I think they're already past the halfway point.
Yeah, I will make this note. I think the Wild are probably going to be the last team that I give really any shits about. They're going to take they're going to be the last team that I really get to be invested in.
What order are you going to go into?
Well, I mean, it goes Vikes, Timberwolves, and then I'm going to do my best with the Twins. And then it'll probably be the
I'm going to get it to a point where it's all in one line.
Yeah, no, that's the ultimate goal for us is to be able to be knowledgeable on all of them.
I think it'll be a little bit easier for me, though. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
At the start. But if you start watching the games, even watching the PWHL games help. Just because if you know the knowledge of hockey, it'll be a lot easier when you start watching the Wild more.
Right. I mean, yeah, my goal at least is to have a fine line of all of them. Hopefully
we win.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a Wild championship, they would probably skyrocket up your list a little faster.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I'm not afraid to admit that when the Twins made it to the to the playoffs last year, that it was easy to watch that. I kind of jumped on the whole. I've been a fan for a while, a true fan,
I think when Royce Lewis had his first home run, I can't even remember what I did with myself. I was so happy. Because, the Vikings have always been 1, but the Twins have always been 2 for me. Probably goes Vikings, Twins, and then they're tied. The 2 winter sports are tied for me. Just because growing up, the Wild were in the playoffs. In 2014, the Wild were making it to the second round of the playoffs, losing every year to the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
But then if you turn a Wolves game on, they'd be losing by 50. So it's kind of hard, but we got through it, and hopefully we can keep getting through it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. The Twins this year.
Twins are gonna be fun to watch.
Hopefully.
They're gonna be good.
What have they done in this offseason?
Nothing yet. They got to address their 2 for sure. They got their ace.
That's true, but do you trust Joe Ryan?
It's not a big need. Joe has to take he needs to improve a little bit more. But.
Okay, so obviously the viewers probably know that Sonny's gone and Kent is gone. Kent is not that big a loss.
No.
He's in the back half of his career and he went to Detroit, so the championship's not on his mind. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe. Detroit might be sneaky good this year. But Sonny kind of hurts, but he got 3 years, $75 million, and he's 34. I know baseball is different in a prime aspect of it, but we're a small market team, and you got to think that we're paying all these guys like Correa, Buxton, soon to be Lewis, but there's no salary cap, so that shouldn't be a problem. But
Right.
it always is. But that I agree. I think that the number 2 is probably the biggest need right now. Pitching in general is always the need. Like they can't get content because last year was the best pitching they've had in our lifetime. So you can't like bypass that and not like look at it again. Like either trade for somebody, but they also need a right-handed first baseman. I wanted Rhys Hoskins really bad, and he is now signed. 1 state short.
Yeah.
He signed with the Brewers.
Did he?
1 state short. He could have been hitting bombs at Target Field in Game 7 of the World Series this year, but I don't know.
His loss.
It's a little early to start ramping up on the Twins, but we can
It's going to be here before we know it.
give our 2 cents, and then it'll be the draft.
Yeah.
Actually, baseball comes first, which I'm happy about. I'm excited for baseball. I can't wait for the Twins.
I think it'll be definitely after the Wolves win their championship. It'll be a new breath of fresh air. For
You wanna
sure.
you wanna go to the opening day or the home opener for the Twins?
Sure. Why
Because
not?
they start in Kansas City, but their first home game's against the Guardians,
Okay.
so that would be fun. We can go to that.
Wear my Duran jersey.
I'll probably wear my Pablo Lopez jersey.
I might grab because if I keep the hair going and get a Joe Ryan jersey
Okay.
and grow out
I'm getting
the beard,
true. Then you got to get a girlfriend like him too, because his
Well-
girlfriend is something else.
well, we will see about that.
I don't know though. I mean, like you said, baseball will be here around the corner. The Twins season should be fun. I think we're gonna pump out some more content with the Twins this year
It should be easier
because we'll
too.
be a little bit more engaged. Or I
Hopefully.
shouldn't say we. Sorry,
Hey,
I
I will be.
called you out again. I feel bad when I do it, but when there's opportunities, I have to take them.
I get it. That's fine.
It's awesome though because you can't call me out on that
No,
stuff like that.
but hey, you tell me that I can, I will.
Yep. Okay.
So,
Maybe we can sneak in a wild game before the season's over.
yeah. Probably could.
All right, you want to finish up with the final team?
Yeah, for the first time, we don't really have much to
No, we
really
don't.
say
which is
about
insane
us.
because usually we sit here for 45 minutes and just ramble on about the Vikings.
You look at a pie chart, it's 85% Vikings, 10% Wolves, and 5% the other two,
and now it's getting to a point where we've realized that the Vikings are in the bottom of the poll right now.
Yeah. Well, you look at the NFC North, the Packers are on the rise, the Lions, I'd really hope that the Niners just kick the shit out of them this weekend.
That sign they made.
I get the meaning behind it, but did you really have to put... it just correlates too much with what happened.
The thing that I agree with is somebody on Twitter put on there, they're like, what's the point of putting the Vikings on there? They didn't make the playoffs.
Right, they clinched the playoffs before they played us the last time. So, why are we on there?
You're celebrating hurting your former tight end, and then you barely beat us in both games.
We had
with
Nick Mullins.
With Nick Mullins, Johnny Munt, and Josh Alba running tight end routes.
Yeah.
Tough look, but I hope the Niners win by 1 million. I hope, legitly, I hope it's Karate Kid showing no mercy. Mm-hmm. Honestly,
Debo should be playing.
I don't
That's
know.
good.
This is kind of off topic, or it's on topic but off. Are the Vikings in the worst position in the North right now?
Yeah, we are. We don't know what we want to do. I was talking about it with my manager, and it sucks to admit, but Green Bay did it. They did it again.
They hit on him.
They did it again.
As much as we've talked crap, I hope Chad's listening to what I'm about to say. As much as I've talked crap about Jordan Love, he looks good, and we both know that he's got his inner farm in him, but he's gonna be a hit, and his receivers he's throwing to, they're all gonna be good.
Yeah.
It sucks to say, and they finally fired Joe Barry, which actually kind of scares me. Mm-hmm. And they made a miracle. The Packers' run to me is almost more impressive than the Lions because nobody expected Green Bay to go into Dallas and just boat race the Cowboys.
Yeah, not at all.
And then go into San Francisco and beat the Niners for 3 quarters. Mm-hmm. Because they beat them for 3 quarters.
They should have won that game.
And, dude, watching the Packer game, they had all of the bad things a Viking game normally have. They had a missed kick, and they had Favre roll out right. Or I should say, well, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not. But, like, it's, like, scary to think about how good they can be. And, like, as much as, like, the Bears haven't really been relevant, I mean, the Lions haven't. The Bears have been better than the Lions in our lifetime, but
Sure.
the Bears have 2 top 9 picks.
Yeah.
Like, that's... They can get Marvin Harrison and then another impactful player, and you're sitting there at 11 and you don't know what you want to do.
I see, yeah, because a lot of people are like, I think that they're going to take Caleb Williams. But if Caleb Williams is true on what he said about, he wants to see who is, if Chicago's actually going to take him, I think he pulls an Eli Manning, and I don't think that he goes to Chicago.
So if you're Chicago, just take Drake May.
Yeah.
Is there that big a fall? Or take Jaden.
Drake or Jaden.
As much as I want Jaden Daniels and Drake May to be in purple, like, I mean, what's the difference? I mean, they're all young.
Right.
Like, Drake May almost looks more like a NFL-bodied quarterback than anybody else.
Right.
Like, or trade out if you're Chicago. Like, they're in such a good spot because if you give Fields another year, why not? But if you give Fields another year and he doesn't work out, you're going to look like a moron.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But Ryan Poles already does because he said he was going to take back the North and he hasn't.
Ryan Poles has made some good moves, though.
I'm so happy that we didn't sign him.
But
I mean,
he's
honestly,
made some solid moves. You can't...
That sweat's going to haunt us.
The sweat trade was good.
Jalen Johnson pick's going to be good.
Jalen Johnson, he got DJ Moore, and he fleeced the Panthers.
One guy, Darnell Mooney, where is he?
Mooney, I don't know.
He fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah. But what I was talking with my manager at work today was, I was like, look, Green Bay stays competitive because they draft really well. And we've always known that Green Bay never ever takes a wide receiver in the first round.
No, and that's the thing is, you don't need to take receivers because everybody, when they grow up, wants to be the wide receiver that catches a touchdown.
And I'm just going to cut you off briefly. I love the Jordan Addison pick. I really do. But
we've already discussed this multiple times.
Yeah. But
was it a need? Was it that big of need?
Right.
That's what I've always said is like, Jordan Addison, he could be a top 10 receiver. You could have 2 top 10 receivers. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to pay the top 10 receivers.
Yeah.
The Packers, all they're going to have to do is let one of them leave. Because look at when they beat us in the New Year's Eve game when we got boat raced. Bo Melton. Who's Bo Melton?
Yeah.
He caught 2 touchdowns against us. Jaden Reed didn't really do anything. Watson didn't even play.
No. Yeah.
Like, that's the one, like, scary thing is...
There was a stat that came up in that Niners game of the receiving leaders for each month. And it was a different receiver. And Dontavion Wicks was one of them, and he's a 5th-round pick. Or a 6th-round pick. I don't know.
But I will say, though, when you pick a wide receiver in the first round, they're going to be better right away.
Yeah.
Like, Jefferson is on God. Like, he's the best receiver in the league, so I'm fine with paying him.
Yeah.
But I get what you say. Like, that's scary. Green Bay's going to be good. I honestly don't even know what the Vikings are going to do.
You've always said it. You don't always go with the sexy pick. Mm-hmm. You have to build the trenches, and you have to build up the bigger men in the middle.
That's what, like, the one thing I don't get is, so Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell at 23, or is it 22 last year?
23,
When I mean, it's hard to look in hindsight now, but, like, going back to the pick, so Kevin O'Connell was banging on the table for a number 2 receiver when, like what we've said is, like, KJ Osborne was there and Jalen Naylor were there.
Yeah.
Like, they were high on Jalen Naylor.
Yeah.
And we had Blake, well, who else did we have early in the receiver room? I get it was a need, but Jaden Reed was in the second round. And
that's where Green Bay got him. Green Bay got Watson in the second round because of us.
Mm-hmm. But Watson, honestly, I'm safe to say, Watson's the worst receiver on the Packers, and I mean that.
Yeah, he's got great raw talent. I mean, the dude's 6'4".
And he has better potential than Jefferson.
He's got a higher ceiling than Jefferson.
But I don't know. Like, same thing I'll say is, like, when, like we always said, the sexy pick. It's like, Addison's great, but who would have been there, though? Like, that's in the hindsight, who could we have picked at 23? Looking back at it now.
kind of have to look back at the draft.
But it's a whole that you go back and you watch all the film. In let's say this year, it's like if Byron Murphy's there at 23, hypothetically here, Jordan Addison and Byron Murphy. What do you do there? And Bryant Flores is in the room. What do you do there?
Yeah.
Do you even ask Bryant Flores, or do you still go with your sexy pick?
Right.
Or what if, another hypothetical, but Jordan Addison or Creed Humphreys there?
Yeah.
And you sit there and you're like, what do we do?
Right.
Do we really need a guy? Because as good as Jefferson is, Jefferson makes everybody around him better.
Right, exactly.
All you have to be as a receiver opposite of Jefferson, run your routes correctly, have a little bit of speed, and catch every ball that's thrown your way.
Yeah. But I think the way that they looked at it is they noticed, and they were right, is that KJ Osborne was not good enough
True.
to be the wide receiver 2.
True.
Which means, don't sign Thielen back for a ton of money.
But look at Puka Nacua.
Right.
He got drafted in the 4th round.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp, when he got drafted, 3rd round.
Right.
Like, there's all these good receivers. Like Diggs, 4th round.
5th round.
5th round. Like,
Yeah.
all these receivers are getting picked later, and they're all being impactful.
Right.
I mean, when you got a guy like Megatron, when he comes out, different story.
Yeah, a 6'6" receiver who could run a 4.4.
Completely. Like
Never
Julio
heard
Jones.
of. Yeah.
Those are like, it's a completely different thing, but
And Marvin Harrison, too, of course.
like what you're saying, what our point is here is at 23 is a receiver that big a need.
Right.
We're now, all right, go ahead.
Lucky for us this year, I think there's going to be a run on receivers, which means a lot of the edge guys are going to fall to us, I think.
At 11? Or do you
At
think
11.
in the general draft?
In this general draft here, there's
So
gonna
you
be
think Odunze, Harrison, and Neighbors are all going to be top 10 picks?
I think so. Neighbors was one vote away from the Biletnikoff Award.
So you think, okay, Harrison goes 1. Do you think the Chargers take another receiver in the top 10?
They shouldn't. The Chargers should at least either beef up their offensive line again. I mean, they should do exactly what we're supposed to do.
Sexy pick.
They don't have, or Brock Bowers, I guess. They don't have a tight end.
You think Brock Bowers is worth a top 10 pick, though?
I don't know. I mean, they can go multiple directions, or trade out of it, But I think there's going to be a run on receivers.
Okay.
New England needs a receiver.
But they also need a quarterback.
Yeah.
And they're at 3.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the thing about the draft. It's like, CeeDee Lamb fell pretty far
17.
in the 2020 draft.
I wanted to trade up for him, but happy we got
what
we
I'm
got.
thinking is, like, for us, there's going to be a lot of great talent there. I mean, there's going to be Dallas Turner, Latu,
First,
Jared Verse,
Chop Robinson.
Chop,
But I
Byron.
think Chop will be like a top 30 pick. I don't think he's going to go where we go.
No. I think he'll be either a late first or at least a day 2 pick.
Okay, and then that brings up my other point of the draft this year.
Or Jerson Noon.
They have to pick a lane.
Yeah.
They have to figure it out before the draft if they're going to trade up or not.
Yeah. And again, everything depends on free agency too. What they do in free
Because
agency.
this, like, all the rumors coming out now, like, they're going to trade up. Pick a lane now and stick to the lane.
Yeah,
pick the lane you want to go in and stay in that lane.
Did you hear the reports of they were about to give up the entire farm for Anthony Richardson? But
How
the Colts,
true is that, though?
Exactly. The Colts didn't take it because they thought that we were going to be good.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Right.
That's what I'll say right now I'll believe it when I see it.
If Kwesi admitted to it, then I'd be like, okay,
But is it like, the thing is everybody thinks, like, the hypothetical right now, or the speculation right now, is we're going to trade up for 3 with New England. Why would New England want to trade a top 3 pick with a new coach?
Yeah.
They have an opportunity to have Marvin Harrison in his bag, which probably was going to happen.
Yeah.
Or a quarterback of the future.
Yeah,
because it's going to be May, Harrison, and Caleb Williams will probably be the top 3 picks in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm New England, why the hell would I trade one of those 3 kids away?
Yeah. You got to find a team that is willing to just trade back, and they don't like what they see. They're not going after a quarterback of their own. They're going after maybe a lineman, and they're all going to get pushed back or some. You got to find the right team.
And the other thing is you have to figure out the Kirk thing, because if Kirk is your quarterback next year, if you pay Kirk to be your quarterback next year, Do not trade up.
Yeah, you don't necessarily just play the board. That's all it is.
Do not. If you have to trade up in the second round to get a quarterback, do it.
Yeah.
Give up whatever you have to. Give up a future 2 to move up to get J.J. McCarthy or maybe even Bo Nix.
Yeah, because 2 or 3, Penix, Bo, and JJ will be early second rounders. They're not going to go first.
Just don't. Yeah, that's the one thing I'll say is don't. You have Brian Flores. He's going to be here next year.
Yeah.
Tell him at 11, take who you want to take.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. Byron Murphy would be fantastic.
You like Byron Murphy out of Texas?
Newton would be fantastic.
Newton, yep.
An edge would be fantastic. Nate Wiggins or Kool-Aid McKinstry would be fantastic.
Yep.
Any walking defensive guy that can walk and tackle and guard somebody or rush the passer would be fantastic. That's all I'm asking for.
Unless you have a quarterback, for some reason they have a Laramie Tunsil kind of night. I don't know.
Well,
but they fall,
Okay, let's say Jaden Daniels falls. See, that's the thing, though. Even if he falls to... If he makes it past the Falcons, if one of the 3 good quarterbacks makes it past the Falcons, do you trade up?
Yeah.
What do you give up? Do you give up a future one?
No, no. It'd have to be like because think about it. The Chiefs only gave up their first rounder, the next year's first, and then a third to go up 17 spots to go get Mahomes in the 2017
might be
draft.
the greatest quarterback to ever play.
So I would think it'd only be like our first this year, and then like maybe we don't have a third. So
even to move up,
maybe a future.
Even to move up 3 spots or 2 spots.
Yeah, it depends.
Because that's the thing is, if you're gonna trade up, they're gonna ask for a lot because they know Atlanta quarterback.
Right.
Especially if it's Belichick. Mm-hmm. They're going to want a quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you.
Even is Arizona come out, they said they don't want a quarterback, correct? That's like correct.
Yeah, I think Kyler played well enough at the end of the season to keep his job.
So they don't need a quarterback.
No.
So that, I guess, that's another...
Arizona's going to go after a receiver.
Okay. So that's 2 in the top 4.
That's Marvin or Malik.
You think Malik goes over to Dunze?
Yes. Absolutely. Well, Dunze is going to be later top 10 or early top 20.
Yeah, so I don't know. And even, like, for us, too, like, teams, when you trade up, the Jets might need a quarterback, too.
Yeah.
Because they might do the same thing. They're a pick ahead of us.
Yeah, they're at 10, yeah.
What's Tennessee pick?
Tennessee, I believe they're 7, I think. It's Tennessee 7.
Quarterback? Or do they stick with Levis?
Stick with Levis, I think.
This is fun speculation. This is like Score North reckless speculation. That's what we're doing right now.
I think they stick with Levis. They need a receiver. Otherwise, because they went with Paris Johnson last year. Or no. Arizona got Paris Johnson.
They went with Peter.
Peter Skoransky, that's
from
right.
Northwestern.
Yeah. Defense they can go with. It all depends on the head coach.
Would you?
Oh, they hired the Bengals offensive coordinator.
Ryan Callahan.
Yeah.
Draft day.
Yeah.
Same name, right?
Oh, Bo Callahan.
Bo Callahan.
Yeah, that's a quarterback from Wisconsin.
That movie was good, but it was fake.
It is. It's a very entertaining movie, but it's I watched it last year on the draft, so I might have to do it again this year.
We can watch it.
Yeah, we'll watch draft day.
But yeah, I don't know. So if you're sitting at 11, and let's say Tennessee takes a trade with you, they want to take a trade with you. Your pick at 11 in the second rounder this year, would you take it?
To give? No, I think.
So you trade 11 and what is it in the second round? 41 or 44?
42.
42. You trade 11 and 42 for 7.
No. I feel like that's a lot to give up. I would give away like.
But you get Jaden Daniels that everybody wants, or you get, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but I still think you can use that second and something else to move up in the second and go get JJ. I mean, honestly. I think in a perfect world, the Vikings sign Kirk back to 2 years, a cheap deal. You get JJ back, and then you pick your defensive player that Flores wants, and then you trade up in the second to go get JJ.
See, me and you are on the same page.
Yes.
We both agree with what we want to do.
Yeah.
We need to have the third, the Phil Mackeys of the world, that wants Kirk to go to hell and not do anything.
Right.
Like, I just don't see a point where Kirk's not back.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's not back, Sell the farm, trade up. I will say that right now.
Would you be okay with a complete rebuild? You trade JJ for picks. You say see you to Kirk.
You can't. You can't. You can't with the Hawkinson contract.
What if you trade Hawk?
Nobody's going to take that contract.
He played up to it.
What are you getting in return for Hawkinson and Jefferson?
Hawk, you're probably getting at least a first and maybe a mid-rounder. JJ, you're getting 3 or 4 first-round picks.
Yeah,
What are you getting?
Deshaun Watson's worth 3 first round.
What are you getting for Christian Darrisaw?
You trade Darrisaw?
No.
You said full rebuild. What are you getting for Darrisaw in return?
Well, here's the thing. I think the main emphasis has to be building the trenches.
If you're gonna suck, you suck bad. Like that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It's like if you're gonna suck, don't keep good guys.
But a rebuild also doesn't have to be a long process. The Packers rebuilt in 6 months.
Trade Darrisaw because you don't have to pay him.
Yeah,
A rebuild essentially is saving as much money as you can.
You're still paying Brian O'Neill.
What do you get for O'Neal?
And you have to pay Dalton Reisner.
What do you get for Dalton Reisner? Sign and trade like the NBA. Like, I mean, what extent of rebuild are you talking here? Because if you're saying you're going to still pay O'Neal, then why don't you just pay Hawkinson? We're too good to rebuild.
Yeah.
Like, there's too many core guys here to rebuild.
But we're also
Just run it back with Kirk. It's all I'm going to say is you have 2 good tackles. You have to shore up the trenches and the quarterback of the future.
But I mean,
the corner.
You got to look at the Lions too. I mean, they hit 4 of their top 4 draft picks last year, being Gibbs, Campbell, Branch, and Laporta. All
Ivan Pace clears.
I know,
Campbell.
but I'm just saying that all of them played an impactful role this year. I mean,
I know, but that's
Brad Holmes in 3 years has changed that team so much.
that's why you. But look what they started. Look where they started to rebuild their team. Look at their offensive line. They have Penei Sewell, and Frank
Taylor
Ragnow.
Decker, Frank Ragnow.
Burnsville go crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't like that's. I don't know. They built their first big draft pick was picking Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
That was Dan Campbell's first draft pick. Everybody thought they were gonna go a sexy pick, but what do? And look where they are now.
Yeah.
And look where we are now and what we picked last year.
Yeah.
But to your point with drafting everybody, what's one good draft this year? The whole Viking conversation, we could be a 13-win team again and throw everything out the door.
Could be.
And Kirk could win MVP. Like, honestly, though, like, if you're like, the Lions had one good draft, and look what they did. They pushed them over the edge.
Okay. Well,
One good draft for us could push us over the edge. You got to think we have guys with untapped potential as well.
Well, yeah.
Like, we've seen the floor of Ivan Pace. We haven't seen anything of Andre Carter.
Let me add this, I guess, if I didn't clarify. That would only be if Kirk left. We would rebuild. We wouldn't.
So if Kirk leaves, you would be open to the idea of a rebuild.
Yes, because
sure.
JJ wouldn't want to sign his contract. If Kirk doesn't come back,
Well,
the
you don't-
chances of
okay.
keeping JJ are low.
Trading Jefferson doesn't mean you're going into a full rebuild.
You're getting rid of the best player in the best wide receiver in the
For
NFL.
the-
Our roster is
But look
really
at
talented.
Green Bay. Green Bay doesn't have the best receiver in football, and their receiving core is deep. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
they also had a quarterback who sat behind one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time for 3 years.
Very true.
You know, we can't
But
just
what's-
stick a quarterback in there that we draft and expect them to be good, like
We know
all
that.
the teams do these days.
We know that. Look what Tennessee did with Levis. They had him sit behind him for a little bit of the year, and now he looks to be good.
And then look what Carolina did to Bryce Young.
Well, Carolina's a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
Like, Carolina was not good. I could have told Thielen that before he signed there and said some stupid stuff like, we're going to win a Super Bowl. But, like, I don't think that trading Jefferson, you're committing to a rebuild. That's just me, though. Because you still have Addison.
Yeah.
You still have a good offensive line.
well, yeah. Of course, you're gonna have guys that are gonna stick around. You don't just completely erase every great guy that you have, but
know.
you don't want to. If you're gonna go on a rebuild, you can't tell Jefferson, "Hey, by the way, we're gonna suck for a few years
Well,
during your prime
you
years."
You have to tell that to everybody. You have to tell that to Addison. You have to tell that to Hawkinson. You have to tell
Addison's 21. Once we get out of the rebuild, he'll be in his mid-20s.
that- true.
Jefferson's gonna be 25. And once we get through the rebuild, which takes a year or two, maybe even 3, he's going to be in his late 20s.
And I agree with that. You can't pay him that. You can't pay him $30 million a year.
40. It might be 40. It's going to be a lot.
But like you said, though, Jefferson hasn't always been about the money.
No.
And like the best part about this whole Jefferson conversation, like the contract, is the stuff that's going on in Cincinnati with Jamar. Did you see what he said?
Yeah, he said he won't sign it until JJ does, so he can make more than him.
That's awesome for us.
Sure, yeah.
That is awesome for us. That's the best news
that means
we've had.
T has to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's great. Jamar Chase is being a baby, and he's going to ruin the team.
Now, what I just came up with a theory here, actually. Maybe we haven't gotten the deal done yet because it hasn't been so urgent, because JJ's been like, look, if you don't sign me for $40 million, I'm done. Maybe he's just like, we can wait, and I'll take $30 million. It's okay. Let's not rush anything.
But so, the thing with Jefferson, though, is Jefferson loves Kirk. We love Kirk.
We love Kirk.
Bring back Kirk, okay? I'm going to say that first.
Yeah.
But so Jefferson is going to sign a 6-year deal, probably, or 5-year deal, to have 2 of it be with Kirk.
Right.
Why would he sign that, knowing that the back 3 years of the deal, he doesn't know he's going to be our quarterback?
Oh, because then we're going to draft our quarterback of the future, and he'll learn under Kirk. He just has to have that trust.
So what if Kirk does leave, and we trade up for Jaden Daniels? Why would Jefferson want to leave?
Because it's an unproven rookie quarterback.
I know, but you got me in a mind pretzel right now, Cam.
It's tough. It's a tough situation.
Me and you both agree. Why are we talking about this? Kirk Cousins should be re-signed tomorrow.
We're at the bottom right now of the NFC North because the Bears, as long as they don't screw it up, they could have a solid team.
We're a bottom NFC team right now.
Yeah.
That's even with our roster.
And the Lions look good, and the Packers will be good. The Lions will still be good. The NFC North is going to be very competitive.
All it is to win, like not even win the division, to be competitive. Just don't go 0-6 in your division, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you just win. The division games are what matter. That's all. Mm-hmm. You go undefeated in your division games.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're just in a really bad situation right now, and it's hard to think, and we have so much to do with.
And we have a GM who has had hits and has had really bad misses.
Really bad misses. And he's not a true football guy. He's an analytics guy.
Right.
So we're going to have to lean on Money Rob a lot this offseason.
Oh, yeah. It isn't his first time. You can always just push money back. That's what happened with Thielen, by the way.
But that's the other thing is, if you re-sign Kirk, what people don't get is you re-sign Kirk, the void years go down.
Right.
And Kirk's cap hit is low.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk's a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Whether you want to believe it or not, or admit it or not, he is.
Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing. If you're fully rebuilding, everybody wants the QB of the future. If you're fully rebuilding, the quarterback of the future is like the last conversation you have with rebuilding a team. It should be trenches. Because you want to have a good offensive line for when the rookie comes in. If you want
to buy the car, you got to be able to afford the insurance.
And that goes with the defense, too.
Yeah.
You don't just rebuild a team and go all offense like the Vikings have always done.
Mm-hmm.
They say always, let's make the offense really good. The defense will give up 50 points a game, but we'll score 55.
Right.
That's been their mindset forever. Let's make the offense as great as it can be, and then we'll just suck on defense where we'll score more points.
Yeah.
When you have to be like, let's give up 13 points a game and score 25. That's what you have to think about. But I don't know. It's gonna be a fun offseason, but it's gonna be just like last year. Like if you think about our last year our offseason was huge.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big offseason.
It's gonna be even bigger this time around, and I'm excited for it.
You let go of some household names. You brought in some new household names, but one household name that needs to stay is Kirk.
Yeah, for sure.
And so the other thing with Kirk is, why not sign him for 5 years?
5?
Or 3 years. Why does it have to be 2? Because look at, quarterbacks can play longer now.
I guess it just depends on what their plan is. If their plan is to not pick the quarterback of the future this year, but it seems like it definitely is their plan.
We've always known this. They want, Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell want their quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
And Kirk's not their quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And you can never tell that. Because Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell want to bring in their guy, and when their guy has a night where he's 34 for 36 with 450 yards and 4 touchdowns and be like, we brought that guy here.
Right.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
And Kirk could do that, and they'll be like, well, that's not our guy. Great, but it's not our guy.
Mm-hmm.
Which I just don't understand it, but that's why I'm also the average white guy sitting on a couch talking about it.
Right.
I mean, that's what it boils down to is Kirk's proven his next contract, and if you can't see that, then you're not a true Viking fan and you don't know ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is Kirk has put up numbers, and when he got hurt, next year you're going to put him in a better offense than when he got hurt. Because Jefferson's going to be better, Addison's going to to be better, Hawkinson's going to be better when he gets healthy.
He should be back by week 1, I think.
Darisaw is going to be a better left tackle than he was.
Yep.
O'Neal will be a better right tackle.
Hopefully Reisner's back. Hopefully all of them are back.
Cam Akers is going to be back.
Yeah.
Ty Chandler, that back.
RB1.
That's the thing is, people don't understand is Kirk got hurt. If Kirk doesn't get hurt, we're playing in the postseason.
Right.
Nobody wants to admit that. We destroy Green Bay in Green Bay by 2+ touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. In the middle of the season, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know, though. I just got to keep letting, as the weeks go on, more and more stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I am getting sick of the speculation of trading up. If you're going to trade up now. What are you waiting for?
True. Well, I think they're going to wait to see how the board goes, or in the combine, too. You got to wait for
when
that
is the
as
combine?
well. Combine's in February, I believe. Or March. It's a month before the draft, so I think it's March. But free agency starts second week of March, I'm pretty sure.
So we got another month.
Yeah. At least, another month and 3 weeks or something like that. So it'll be interesting. But I think we covered everything pretty evenly, other than the Wild. But,
Yeah, the Wild.
that's expected.
When they keep winning, if they keep winning, then they'll earn my respect back. I got the nice Unreal Wild.
That is a very nice sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Did you get the latest drop?
No, I did not.
No.
This one beats it.
I love the tan. It's very cool. I hope that Unreal doesn't run out of ideas.
No, they won't. Because I'm going to get a job there and I'm going to tell them what to do.
Mm. They are hiring. They need a social media manager and a...
You looked?
Well, I follow them. And they posted it.
New job opportunities in new areas.
And an e-commerce manager or something like that, I think. So, I only... I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. Yeah. We have AI do our clips.
You're not supposed to say that. I don't care. I honestly don't care.
Yeah,
our editors are going downwards.
Yeah. Fired our editors. We didn't ever have any.
Yeah. Well, our clip guys.
Right.
Okay, well.
Well, that's gonna do it.
We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Follow us on the social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We've started to use our Twitter a little bit more. We might use our Twitter more, especially during the draft, to get some feedback. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, whether that be Spotify or YouTube or Apple Music.
Wait, what about the Facebook?
And we'll see you guys next time. We're not saying that
We
anymore.
don't have a Facebook. We're still trying to figure it out.
After 2 years.
2 years. We've been on podcast for 5 months. All right. Well, as always,
We'll see you guys
next time.